What's going on, guys? Matt Manduke here, and what I have for you is the tour of the rental car that I've had for my Canyon trip. And that is a 2018 Chevy Malibu. Now I'm going to start with the inside and then I'm going to get outside. Now I'm right now in Canoe Cove National Forest, right next to the Red Mountain Trail. Actually, I'm in the parking lot for the Red Mountain Trail, but I can see the Red Mountain from here, and so can you if you look out the window. Ain't it gorgeous? But so I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera around, and we're going to go through some of the features on the inside, and I'll give you some shots of the outside because it's beautiful outside. All right, so of course what you're looking at right here is the steering wheel, and you have cruise control on the left. You have the screen controls on the right, and I'll turn on the screen in a minute, but you also have your phone controls. On the back of here, behind those, you actually have two buttons, and one is switch track up and down. And then on the back of this side, you have volume up and down. So you never have to take your hands off the steering wheel to play with the radio, which is kind of cool. And of course, there's an airbag there. Now, I do think that this is a very small wheel, but it could be just because I'm used to a 20-inch wheel on a big truck. Now, to the left, you have your headlights, which are automatic. Of course, there's vents all over the place, power windows. All the windows are auto up, auto down for the driver, but they're not all auto for the individual users. And then your mirror controls. Clearly, it's a dashboard, and you get this cool screen, which a lot of the new Chevys all have those, so it's going to be kind of familiar. This one also, you press the buttons for whatever you want, which is kind of cool. So you can actually have all three if you want, which isn't an option that you have on a lot of cars. Then it actually has heated seats for both driver and passenger. It is power seats. It does have leather. Yes, I have I have a bunch of stuff in here. You can see my own phone, and I found that GoPro thing in the Grand Canyon. The center console has it's not carbon fiber, but it's a cool pattern that's kind of in a similar fashion. The shifter, I haven't figured out how to use the semi-automatic portion of it, the manual mode or whatever they want to call it. It does have a 12 volt and two USBs as well as an auxiliary. And then this pocket here is actually for your phone. And when you put your phone in there, it comes up on the screen and tells you that you shouldn't be putting your keys or paper clips in there, but phones are okay. It doesn't fit the phone that it's in my hand, but it does fit the phone that is not in my hand. You get your center console, which is just an empty bin. There's nothing fancy going on in there, but it is nice leather trim. I haven't played too much in the back, but what I thought was kind of cool about it is in the back seat, it has the doors have pouches, which is cool because you get those in the front doors in almost every car, but you don't get those in the back doors in almost every car. The seats fold down to access the trunk, and your cup holders for the back are in those access panels. As you can see, it's beautiful leather. It also has a fold down in the middle that also has cup holders. It is a fairly luxurious ride in that it accelerates very well. And let's see, you got to put your foot on the brake to start the engine. It has a push button thing because you're holding the key. It starts the engine. It's a little loud to start up, but you actually don't hear it running unless you're getting on it. And like I said, we have controls on this screen, so we can flip through that. And I reset the trip yesterday, so it is what it is. But I've been averaging almost 40 miles to the gallon with it, whereas the last 6,000 miles, you can see it's 32, so depending on how you treat it. And then it gives you an estimate of how much longer you got before you run out of fuel, and I just filled up, so it's almost 600 miles range. It tells you what your PSI ratings are, tells you what your last 50 miles of fuel economy are, and then if you press off to the side, it actually has some other stuff you can do with this, and I haven't really played with that because it's not my car. I've just got it for 7 days, a couple things it doesn't have that I kind of miss is heated mirrors. Not that I really need them because it hasn't been that cold, but it doesn't have them, and that would be a thing that I would want to have. And the other thing that it doesn't have is active cruise control, which is something that, well, all the semis have and a lot of luxury cars do, and for the price tag on this, it should have it. What it does have is a Bose audio system, which you can see right there well, you can see the emblem for it, and it sounds beautiful. Bluetooth. There is an optional navigation, but I don't have it in this. And it has OnStar, but again, it's not on in this because the car it's actually for sale. I don't know how much they want for it, but it's actually for sale. Of course, you have your overhead lights and all that fancy stuff that, you know, I don't need most of that, because this is just to get me around while truck has to be parked, because I'm not allowed to drive truck. But yeah, everything is very easy to get to, and it's very easy to drive. It's very comfortable. The seat, I actually don't have it all the way back, which is a pretty glorious thing, actually. And the range on the wireless key is very good, in that probably about 100 feet. And then we're gonna get outside. I mean, it's letting me know that the vehicle's running. I just got out. It has more sensors than I necessarily need. The windshield wiper, you know, it looks like what it is. But I got this from Flagstaff Rental Car, which is a car dealership, a Chevy Cadillac dealership in Flagstaff, and they gave me this car for $42 a day. I got this car from them while Enterprise didn't have any cars, Budget didn't have any cars, they didn't have any at the airport either, and so I was able to get it from these guys for actually a cheaper price than what I was going to get from those couple places that I just mentioned. And this is a way nicer car than Mitsubishi Mirage or similar that they were going to give me for about the same price as this. So this is pretty phenomenal, and it was a really good deal. You know, 7 days and what, about $300 for 7 days. That's not bad, and that comes out to very similar to what I was going to pay for a Mitsubishi Mirage. And like I said, this is a better car. It's getting better fuel economy. It has more space. It's more comfortable to drive. No, it's not comfortable to drive like my truck is. I couldn't drive it for 11 hours a day, but that's because I'm too tall for it, and I'm going to be too tall for almost every car. But I like to do reviews for you guys. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see my other videos, you can go ahead and check out those videos there. I want to encourage you to subscribe, and I want to thank you for watching. I'll see all my friends later. You know I wouldn't do this without you.